This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Extra! Extra! Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting married? Hey, somebody's getting married!
Whoa! Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting married! Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting married!
Somebody's getting... Somebody's getting...
Somebody, 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 somebody. Somebody get some flowers, somebody get a ring, somebody get a chapel and a choir to sing, somebody get an organ to play. 'Cause somebody's getting married today. Somebody get a preacher, somebody make a cake. Somebody get some shoes and rice and presents to take.
Somebody get a sweet negligee! 'Cause somebody's getting married today!
Wedding, big and froggy wedding. Somebody get champagne, somebody rent a room. Somebody get the lovely bride and somebody get the somebody get this wedding underway. Go say bigger than Somebody's getting married today.
And welcome to World War G episode 176. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Yeah, I put a little something special at the beginning of this episode for you, Colton.
Really? For me specifically?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Because today's a big day.
It is a very big day.
It's our big fat geek wedding today.
Mm-hmm. And Troy's going to be my uncle. This is going to be great.
That's true, yeah.
That's really what I'm excited about.
About to become my technically
Welcome to the family.
nephew-in-law, I guess?
Yeah, I guess that's how you would say
I
it.
feel like you have to give some godfatherly advice.
Yeah.
You know. As he starts crying.
I got nothing.
I'll let you think on that.
All right.
Whatever.
I've been married for 10 years, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
He's
But
like,
yeah.
I'm winging it still.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, they're typed on a little something special there. You have to listen to the episode.
I'm excited.
Know what it is. So, okay. We got a lot of Oreos to taste.
A lot. Like, there's a table full of Oreos.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited? I'm a little excited.
A little bit.
I'm
We'll
kind of...
see how it goes.
I'm tentative on a couple of them.
Me too. I'm preparing myself to be disgusted.
Yeah.
All right. So, which
For
ones...
marriage or for the Oreos?
Maybe a little both.
So, which one's going to be less of an attack on the senses?
Well, let's tell everyone what we have.
Okay.
So we have Pina Colada, Kettle Corn, Hot and Spicy Cinnamon, and Cherry Cola.
Do you guys have a favorite that you're kind of looking forward to at least trying?
I think, for me, the Pina Colada is not going to be as...
harsh?
Yeah, as harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. These cinnamon ones and that cherry cola one are not gonna be pleasant.
No.
I can
I
tell
think the
already.
cinnamon ones could be, I don't know, chocolate cinnamon bears,
Well,
right? If it's got a
maybe.
good flavor attached to it. They're those little teeny cinnamon candies that like don't exist anymore, except for for decorating cookies.
I'm rooting for the kettle corn. I think those are going to be the best.
All right.
Nobody's
so,
looking forward to the cherry cola.
well, on our Facebook page, Chase had mentioned those, and he said stay away from them.
Oh, jeez.
We should save those for last because they'll be the best.
All right, so let's do Pina Colada first, then.
Okay.
We'll give these.
And they're the thins, so you don't have to
they
eat
are
as
the
much of
thins.
them.
Or you can eat more. Not feeling guilty.
Here, let me grab you one.
Yes.
Don't worry, I wash my hands.
Okay.
Well, they
Like
have a
yesterday.
pleasant smell.
Yeah.
Wow, those are really thin. So it's Pina Colada. All right.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
It tastes more like banana cream pie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I'm getting a lot of coconut.
Oh, it takes a minute to hit you.
A lot of colada, not a lot of pina. That's
Honestly,
not bad.
they kind of taste like original.
No, they do.
Yeah.
Just with like a hint of coconut.
I like that they just kind of.
The
That's
aftertaste is really good.
That's actually a good idea to make them thin for these specific ones, because I feel like if you had way too much of the pina colada cream in the middle of it, it would kind of.
We can vote for our favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So on the back we have all the flavors that.
Hashtag my Oreo.
Mm. All right, well, that's not bad.
All right, which ones we hitting next?
Let's try these kettle corn ones next.
Let's do a line.
This one doesn't have a... Oh, never mind.
Oreos, crush up like 4 or 5 Oreos and just like hit it.
I don't know why. I can't...
Can't open it.
Oh, got it.
You ever do that with like Smarties?
They're
Crush them up,
child-proof, you know, so...
or
Okay.
Pixie sticks. Crush them up and.
So these
Oh, yeah,
ones
do a line
aren't
of Pixie
these
Sticks.
ones aren't the thins.
No, they are not.
So it's just
They're
going
the
to be a
thicks?
mouthful.
They're the thicks.
Get a good mouthful there.
Again, it smells not bad. It smells like kettle corn.
It smells too kettle corny.
Mm.
Yeah, almost corn, like fake.
Still pretty much just tastes like original. What's going on with it? Oh, they're not flavored, they're scented. Ooh, I'm getting something.
I have yet to get anything.
Give it a minute. It tastes like
I
kettle
think the
corn.
cookie's more flavored than the actual...
Once I opened my mouth and let the air in, I got the flavor.
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it is.
caramel corn-esque. Kettle, like...
Not intense though. Like either one of these haven't been like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pleasantly surprised.
Not
So,
bad.
out of the 2 so far, favorite?
I still like the pina colada ones. but
I like
it
them too.
Might
Same
be
here.
because they're the thins. I really like the thins, like the mouthfeel. You open these ones.
Going for the cinnamon ones now. The ones that I just happened to find yesterday on my travels out and about.
I'm not a huge fan of. Ooh,
Oh
that's
boy!
intense.
Oh
Wow.
boy!
I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon. Like
This one's
normally.
This one's the strongest.
Holy cow!
All right, well, here we go.
I'm only eating half.
It is weird.
Again, not too strong.
No,
I actually really like them. They're pretty... It's pretty spot on with the candy.
it's messing with my brain because I taste cinnamon, but they're not spicy. It's not like that spicy cinnamon flavor you get.
Not even like the... You know how you have the hot Skittles or Starburst?
Yeah.
It's not even that kind of like a heat to it.
Mm-mm.
It's just the flavor, but without the heat.
Oh, not as bad as I thought I'd be.
Yeah, pretty good. And I don't like cinnamon.
Now for the cherry cola. Ooh, these got 2. Look at that.
What? It's like half and half.
Red and white cream.
Looks more like the Pepsi logo, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
If it was blue and
It smells like cherry cola.
It really does, yeah.
I'm
Alright.
so nervous.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's odd.
This is
There's something wrong there.
tastes like toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
Tasting toothpaste?
Yes.
I'm getting like a Pop Rocks thing going on. Are you getting Pop Rocks?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, it's poppy.
Carbonated.
Carbonated.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. This is so unpleasant.
All of the senses.
I'm getting attacked here.
From all fronts. You know, it's not... Yeah, jeez.
Oh,
Maybe if it
now
was
you
a
got
thin,
Coke to wash it down.
If it was a thin, I think I would like it more. But it's just too much. Way too much.
Yeah, I'm still getting pops, like, after
too.
the fact.
back in my molars.
Ugh, that's gross. Making me want to gag.
I kind of want to, like, dissect one. Open it up and, like,
Open
you
it
know
up?
what I mean?
Oh, with popping candy. There you go. I didn't even see that. Let's open this up here.
Oh, yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, the... Ugh.
It just comes off in one nasty blob.
Yeah, that's
That could be toothpaste.
an assault on your senses.
Ooh. The poppy.
Go ahead and put that back.
Yeah.
All right, so
Kitties.
Kettle corn kind of... I mean, they're decent.
I think I like the Pina Colada one's the best.
Same here.
yep, I like the Pina Colada one's the best. Then
I'm leaning cinnamon after that.
those two were a toss-up.
Kettle corn or cinnamon.
Cinnamon and kettle corn.
I think I'm leaning more towards kettle corn just because I could see myself eating them on the regular.
Yeah, I'm thinking which one would I rather sit down with and just down a whole pack while I watch reality TV. Probably the kettle corn, then the cinnamon.
Cinnamon would probably be really good in milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And these-
Dunkin' ones, yeah.
These cherry cola ones can burn in hell for all I care.
Well, there you have it. We're tasting the things so you don't have to.
It wouldn't be as bad if they didn't have the popping candy in there. They didn't have the
I'm
Pop
still
Rocks.
getting
I
some
actually-
pops
Me
in my
too.
ears.
I still like it.
As I talk, I'm getting little pops.
I like the pops. I don't know.
AJ, and here, AJ, you can have these.
Yeah, those are all yours, man.
I'm not gonna eat the... Yeah, right.
Eat the whole thing this episode.
Right now.
All right, well, as far as our taste tests usually go, it was actually pleasant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Emily and Colton and Troy.
All right. So I think we're actually going to lose Colton now.
Yep, I've got a big day ahead of me, so
Yeah,
I've
it's
got to
got-
get going.
Got things to do.
But I had to bring these Oreos over for the taste test.
Although I do think that you need to throw in your nerdy story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So last night at the rehearsal dinner, we were practicing everything, and our 2-year-old daughter is going to be one of the ring bearers. It's her and my niece. And so we have these little sticks that go inside lanterns, and then, like, around the stick, we put the ring and stick it into the lantern so that it holds it there. Well, I gave that to my daughter, and just to practice with, you know,
Yeah.
and she ended up losing it.
Yeah.
Surrounded by, like, 15 people. I don't know how that happened. We can't find it. But it ended up being a good thing because I may not have my wedding ring that I was supposed to be using, but I do have the one ring from Lord of the Rings that I'm going to use as a stand-in, so that's what I get to use to be married,
That's awesome.
which will be pretty sweet.
That is pretty awesome.
Except I got it like a few years ago when I was a bit skinnier, so it's kind of super tight on my finger. Got a bit of a finger muffin top going on when I wear it.
Because
So
you've
we'll-
been having, like, you know, second Z's and, like,
Yeah, I've been eating all these Oreos.
Second breakfast. Yeah.
11 Z's or whatever.
11 Z's.
You know about second breakfast?
So we'll be sitting in the audience. We'll be the ones that know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna announce it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like she's gonna put it on my finger, and I'm just gonna be like, my precious.
All right. Well, good luck today.
All right, and I am Colton.
Yeah.
Signing off. See you guys.
See ya.
I don't know, but I have heard we'll be back after this word.
On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people,
readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
We are green from head to toe. Now we go back to the show.
And we're back, and we're Coltonless.
Oh, man. A part of us is gone.
Yeah, he's off. Gonna get married today. Congratulations? Question mark.
I think they're in order.
No, marriage is a wonderful, fantastic institution. Your life will be changed forever, and it's all harmony and bliss.
Johnny's like staring you down, like looking at you.
There's never any problems in case she's right outside the door. It's best it never happened to me. Moving on.
On a side note, on an unrelated story.
Live action Swamp Thing TV series in development. Fresh off the news that Warner Brothers' upcoming DC digital service will officially be titled DC Universe, the DC Entertainment has announced they are developing a live-action Swamp Thing TV series for the streaming service. Furthermore, Aquaman director James Wan is set to executive produce the series, which is eyeing a 2019 debut. The drama follows what happens when CDC researcher Abby Arcane, excuse me, it's all those Oreos, man.
Right?
Coated in my throat. Abby Arcane returns to her childhood home of Huma, Louisiana, in order to investigate a deadly swamp-borne virus. There, she develops a surprising bond with scientist Alec Holland, only to have him tragically taken from her. But as powerful forces descend on Homa, intent on exploiting the swamp's mysterious properties for their own purposes, Abby will discover that the swamp holds mystical secrets, both horrifying and wondrous, and the potential love of her life may not be dead after all.
Since yesterday was free comic book day, I actually did end up getting myself a copy.
The Swamp Thing. Oh, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good stuff.
Right? No, this one's fantastic, because he was taking kind of a little... I mean, he just finished up Watchmen and was still kind of writing, you know, those different stories, and kind of wanted to get something else finished up, and ended up writing this one. But this one, man, oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, Swamp Thing's also... I mean, he's never been one of my favorite characters.
No, this one they actually do a great job with, because he gets this... I mean, he gets these powers, and, you know, more or less it's kind of him coping with being this, more or less, god, like, kind of a deal.
Got
like,
Etrigan the Demon in here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, in the right hands, Swamp Thing can be a really interesting character.
With some depth, quite a bit.
I mean, because he's basically, you know, he's tied to the earth, and...
He's part of the earth.
Yeah. He's like a male Poison Ivy, almost.
But that would be like some crazy big responsibility, you know, for yourself. As far as superheroes go, for the most part, they have to look out for a city?
Yeah.
Right? Their hometown, and perhaps on that bigger scale, the world, when they team up with other people, you know, Justice League or whatnot. But this guy, he's over the earth.
Oh, yep. Over the earth. Yeah.
Quite crazy.
So I think with James Wan coming on to executive produce, and I think it could be decent.
It could. As long as they stay true to the character.
Yeah, and it's all going to hinge on what Swamp Thing looks like, what they make it look like.
Oh yeah. If they don't have the budget for it.
Yeah. They
need to have not Game of Thrones size budget, but somewhere in the realm, in that ballpark.
Something decent. I think if they have an actor and they throw him in some prosthetics, but also use some CG with it, I think it could look pretty cool. So,
and perhaps not overuse him constantly.
Yeah,
because you could, but battling some of these other superheroes or creatures or whatnot could be pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of superheroes, Jamie Foxx offered the role of Spawn in the comic book reboot. After having previously starred as Electro in the Spider-Man franchise, he now looks to set to play Image Comics' anti-hero Spawn in the film directed by the comic book creator. Whilst Foxx hasn't officially signed on to the project, he has spoken in the past about his desire to play the character. Spawn was brought to the big screen back in 1997, which we kind of try to forget.
Ugh, yeah.
That was horrible. When Michael J. White, he did a good job with the character.
No, yeah.
It was
everything else.
Everything else around it. It just went all weird, Tim Burton-esque, and just...
Yeah, that was a crazy film.
Right? And I haven't watched it for years, but I need to go back and check it out. So Michael J. White became the first African American to take the lead in a superhero flick, but it is being rebooted, this time with the creator Ted McFarlane at the helm as the director. Spawn will be produced by Blumhouse, which I love. They're near and dear to my heart, and will have the pretty low budget, especially when compared to the budget of current superhero blockbusters like Avengers: Infinity War. But you can't really compare. That's not on the same scale.
No, it's not.
If they were to say it'll have nowhere near the budget of like Black Panther or Wonder Woman or some of these other ones,
or even like a Guardians of the Galaxy or Ant-Man
Spider-Man
or something.
Yeah. I mean, still up there as far as a blockbuster goes, but no A-tier level blockbuster, if that makes sense. McFarlane has taken the project on as a personal mission and hopes it will be a gritty R-rated comic book reboot. Given that Blumhouse has previously brought out films such as Get Out, Paranormal Activities, and Split, that seems like it could be pretty much guaranteed. 5 years ago, Foxx said in an interview that Spawn was one of the two characters that he was desperate to play. He said, Spawn is one, and Mike Tyson. Those are the two roles I would love to do. Let's see. Well, let's see. It kind of goes on to tell. They're hoping for a 2018 release, which could possibly take place. And then it goes into talking about what Spawn is as a character. He's basically more or less. He was a soldier. His buddy killed him, banished to hell, wanted to come back, made a deal with not the devil, but like a demon, soul, I don't know, creature or whatnot. Made a deal with him, came back, but doesn't really remember much. And then goes.
Yeah, he's kind of like
crime.
He's kind of like Ghost Rider as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Character banished to hell. He was supposed to do one thing, supposed to work for the devil, and then he ends up turning around and using the powers for good, basically.
Well, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Spawn's a bit more of an anti-hero, but yeah.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane has said that the character Spawn will be like the shark in Jaws, that is, spotted infrequently, but used to great effect. The main plot will focus on the character of Twitch, a main figure in the comic books. The big question will be whether an actor of Fox's stature is willing to play the role. We'll see. I do think it does have potential, and it could be actually pretty decent, because Foxx, he did such a great job with Django and some of these other movies.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, Jamie Foxx is hit and miss. He's had some really good roles, but on other, I don't know. It's hard for me to see him and not just see Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
You know.
I really liked him. I did like him in Baby Driver. Yeah, he's got a very recognizable face. And it's difficult because it's weird because a lot of the times you'll have character or people that get typecast in a certain role, or you only see him, Daniel Radcliffe, you only see him as Harry Potter in whatever he's in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's kind of made a name for himself and, gone on to do other things. But a lot of the times you'll just see a character as a certain one. Jamie Foxx, you just see him as Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Though.
And I think a lot of times that has to do with people who started out as comedians. Mm-hmm. Which he did. Yeah. And so it's like the same thing with, say, like Jim Carrey. Right. If it doesn't matter what Jim Carrey does, you see him as Jim Carrey up on the screen. It doesn't matter. Right. Yeah, that's really a good point. Yeah. So we'll see how they do with it. Especially once he becomes Spawn, then you won't really have to, see him up on the screen. Yeah. So hopefully with this, limited budget and saying that you're not going to see Spawn much, maybe they'll actually make so when you do see him, he looks really cool. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, Spawn's never been one of my favorite characters, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, for sure. From one 90s nostalgia character to another, Saban sells Power Rangers for $522 million. Wow. The Power Rangers franchise and several other properties have been sold to Hasbro Inc. by Saban Properties LLC in a definitive agreement for cash and stock valued at $522 million. Let's see. Power Rangers is an iconic brand built on a heritage of great storytelling and merchandising with tremendous upside potential when fully executed across Hasbro's brand blueprint, said Hasbro Chairman CEO Brian Goldner. Shortly after entering into our licensing agreement, it became clear that now was the time to begin investing in unlocking Power Rangers' full potential. We see significant opportunity for Power Rangers across our brand and our entire brand blueprint, including toys and games, consumer projects, digital gaming and entertainment, as well as geographically throughout our globe retail footprint. We couldn't be more pleased that Ham Saban will continue in a consulting role to further guide our development of this valuable property for the next generation of Power Rangers fans. So yeah.
I think you just need to let sleeping dogs lie and it had a good try, give it up. I mean, that's one of those franchises that perhaps it could be good if they went the animated direction. Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know, maybe stay away from TV and movies. I mean, it has potential, like you said, as far as video games, action figures, stuff like that. Right. Maybe carried it on that way, but I mean, as far as a live motion picture,
or is anybody still watching the TV show anymore? I think it's still on. Is it really? Yeah. So I don't know,
like a reboot, or are you talking?
No, it's just no. I mean, it's just ongoing.
I don't even know what station it would be on.
I don't know.
They just play it. It's like they keep playing like Seinfeld or Friends or some of these other ones, and then you go to another station. It's all Power Rangers all the time.
I don't know. I mean, I can see where they're coming from, and I can see that there is potential there.
Not that much potential. How much did they get again?
$522 million.
Yeah, no. I'd give them maybe like $20 and a pack of chewing gum.
We need to come up with some sort of brand so that we can sell the Hasbro for $522 million.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
I mean, and that formula that they use for Power Rangers is not that difficult. No. I don't know.
Now we're like sitting here, like stop recording and just start brainstorming. Put together like this wall and be like, okay, let's just throw out, crazy ideas. Yeah. They've got to be teenagers. Okay. Maybe mutant.
Maybe turtles. How about turtles?
Dang it. No. Okay. Let's go back to looking at all these things in here, like in our studio to like for ideas, and it's all just
prepubescent samurai cockroaches.
Ooh. Okay.
Prepubescent alien samurai cockroaches.
Done. $1 million
There we go.
idea right there.
Yep.
Right there.
Look for it next summer.
Coming next summer. You'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Momo Monster Truck Rally.
And there'll be a cartoon and one will be talked by Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah.
There's your segue.
I appreciate that. Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, whatever you want to call him, terrible at secret keeping. Holland was reported for, it has a reputation for letting Marvel Cinematic Universe spoilers slip so much so that Marvel paired him with Benedict Cumberbatch during Avengers Infinity War. Press, Cumberbatch couldn't stop Holland from spilling the goods. Unfortunately, Cumberbatch couldn't keep Holland from revealing a spoiler in front of a theater audience that hadn't yet seen the movie. If you haven't seen the clip, it's actually pretty dang funny. And are we able to? Has it been far enough along that we can actually kind of do spoilers as far as Infinity War?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'll throw in the disclaimer.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. You've been warned.
Use your phone, skip ahead, push for 15 seconds, like, I don't know, let's say 5 times probably.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll make a beep noise when we're done.
There you go.
Okay. So it's just kind of funny because he gets up on stage and he's just like, "Hey, I'm alive!" And then everybody's like, "Wait, what?" And like he just kind of played it off kind of cool. And then they went on to like something else. But he's like, "Wait, have you guys seen the movie yet?" And they're like, "Oh no, we're about to." And he's just like, "Oh." And then afterwards, he just like, man, got like beat red and was like all sorts of embarrassed, and it was kind of funny. Although I'm really kind of surprised that they didn't pair him with Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
being the father figure that he is to him. But yeah, way to go, Doctor Strange. You messed up. Although that exchange that they had was freaking hilarious. Like when they first meet up with each other, where he's just like, "Oh, I'm Doctor Strange," and he's like, "Oh, yeah, we're going by our made up name." Yeah.
No, I think once. Oh, beep. By the way, I think once Colton gets back, because he's seen it. He said today that he saw it. Once he gets back, I think we'll spend like a segment just talking about the whole thing and our feelings. And
absolutely.
Just dive into it, but.
Yeah. Until then, we have to keep him bottled up.
And Tom Holland, he also did the same thing on Jimmy Kimmel. Days before it came out. Yeah, they had like a whole bunch of the cast, and Jimmy Kimmel was talking to Tom Holland and asked him if he read the script and everything. He said no. He said like, I was just joking around with him, and I said, well, what if like Spider-Man went to space, and all of a sudden I got the script and it was like Spider-Man's in space. I'm like, this is awesome. And you could see the entire cast just like went white. They're like,
dude,
are you kidding me?
He is
like serious?
The living embodiment of Peter Parker when it comes to just naive, like dumb, happy-go-lucky kind of a kid.
Tom, just keep your mouth shut. Keep it shut.
Because then there's all this like rumors and stuff flying around that, oh wait, is he Iron Spider now?
Yeah.
How did he get in space and still survive? Oh jeez.
I did think it was weird though in the middle of Infinity War when they had that big old dance number though. That was strange.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
No, not at all. That was really bizarre.
It was weird.
Or those things like those moves that like Groot did.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I mean, it's not what I would have done, but
I mean, me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, it was weird to see Rocket Raccoon breakdancing.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It worked.
I guess it kind of worked in the course of the story, I suppose. All right. So let's take another break. This is probably going to be a shorter episode, but oh well.
You get what you pay for.
That's right, which is nothing. So quit complaining. We'll be right back.
We hear you.
Don't you panic, don't you flake. We'll be back after this break.
Are you feeling nostalgic about your music listening needs?
Do you like the tonal quality that only a record can provide?
then go check out Lavender Vinyl, located at 123 25th Street, Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, go talk to Kylie or Blake. They have a large selection of new and used records. They will also buy your old records, maybe the ones that are just sitting up there in the attic, gathering dust. And if you can't find anything, they'll be more than happy to pre-order it for you. Now, you can always find them at lavendervinyl@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, lavendervinyl.com, or give them a call on the phone, like a normal person, at 385-240-0336.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
We go back to the fun. Message time is over and done.
And we're back.
So I'm kind of disappointed in you, Troy. You didn't get a chance to go to Free Comic Book Day.
I did not, no.
The one time of the, one time a year I'd say where a geek can be a geek, but that's pretty much like on a daily,
It's for geeks on a budget.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, it also gives new creators the opportunity to actually debut their new stuff.
Yeah.
And get their foot in the door. And it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I had to work all day yesterday, so it was like 7:45. I was scheduled till 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I can't. I gotta leave, guys. Like, all right. I'll see you guys on Monday. And it's just really funny because I left there, booked it over to Heebie-Jeebies in Layton, and there were still quite a few people in the store. And it was kind of funny because I walked over there and they had quite a few comics like still laying out. But the two that really stood out and kind of were the best out of the free comics that they had this year, Comic Friends Forever. It's a collaboration, so it's got a bunch of different like little stories. But the characters in there actually have a lot of depth and character, and they're pretty dang funny. Like it's pretty awesome. Lady Mechanica was another one that really stood out. The other ones, they had a new Invader Zim, which was kind of cool, but the story was kind of cheesy. Here, I'll just pass these over to you.
Yeah.
Defenders, this was more or less actually just kind of Scott Snyder fighting for comic books and saying why they matter so much.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of an interesting read and a different perspective on it. And I mean, but it wasn't like anything that I didn't already know. And then the last one that I picked up was Howard Lovecraft. As far as the free comic books go.
Yeah.
The ones that I did pick up. Overcast, which is a fantastic zombie apocalypse aftermath kind of post-apocalyptic book. The Witching Hour. I haven't had a chance to dive into this one, but the artwork is. I have to really either the story has to be fantastic and the art can be okay, but the story still has to be there, no matter what. That's kind of the case.
And see,
so
for
far.
me. If I'm going to buy a comic book, I flip through it and look at the art first. And if the art looks okay, then I'll buy it.
The art could actually make or break
Yeah.
a comic. But at the same time, if it's enough of a compelling story, I still think I'd probably read it. And then I also did pick up Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to finish that one. I mean, I've read it before, but to own a copy of it, and it's all mine. But the funny part about this whole thing was I went in there, and I was just like looking at a couple of different comics, and I heard a person ask the guy, there was only one guy working behind the register, and he's just like, oh yeah, I haven't been here that long, I've only worked here a short amount of time. And they're like, oh, well, do you have any recommendations as far as, kind of Lovecraft, just kind of bizarre stuff? I mean, and like another person was asking about like vampire ones. And I'm like, and the guy's just like, well, I haven't really had a chance to, I've heard good things about a lot of these, but I haven't really like read many comics. And I'm like, get the hell out of the store. What are you doing working here, dude? Like, I know that we all have our different, like, fortes, and perhaps he was more, because they also do like card games and lots of other stuff that they sell there.
Yeah.
So it's not one-dimensional, kind of just a comic book store.
Yeah.
But it just really kind of like irked me a little bit. So then I started making recommendations to these people and talking to him about different ones. And he's just like, oh, and this other guy's just like, oh, well, I read this one story and it was kind of about this one guy that he goes up in the woods and his like daughter's there and it's like really depressing. And I'm like, oh, that's a roughhead, you know, Jeff Lemire. And he's just like, wait, now are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm sure. No, not the guy didn't ask me behind the counter, but the person that like was talking about it. So I sold like about like actually like 15 comics while I was there in like the space of like 10 minutes. I mean, obviously they were gonna buy them, but I was just like, oh, you have to read this one. This one's fantastic. Oh, you know, and it was buy 2 get 1 free, so it was a stellar deal. But it just kind of made me laugh. So, you know, heebie-jeebies, you know where to find me if you need someone to, you know, run the store. Yeah, I'm in there way too often.
Well, and for me, my kind of geeky story yesterday was I was at the theater, I was working, and big old group came out of Avengers Infinity War. Mm-hmm. And there was this family that came by and like the mom and older daughter were talking. You could tell that they're not big on superhero movies. Yeah. Because she was saying like, well, I had to keep leaning over asking my husband, well, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Then I was looking and I was like, well, where's Aquaman? I'm like,
oh, geez. Did you just, like, slap her? Like, walk up?
I'm like, what? Pop!
Did you say anything?
I didn't.
Oh.
Maybe if I wasn't working, I would have said something, but I was busy, so I didn't have time to stop. But
you've also told me that there was, like, a ton of people that you've seen leaving the theater that didn't really get the, you know, the ending.
Then, the end credit scene. Mm-hmm. No, and that's happened a lot with these Marvel films. Right. Like when people saw Thanos for the first time at the end of the Avengers, nobody knew who the heck that was.
Yeah. Like so many people just like quickly grabbed their phones and just like pulled it out and like started looking to see who it was.
But you always get the nerds that are walking out and like, who's that was Thanos and he's the Mad Titan and blah, blah, blah.
This is the one. Okay. There's.
And by nerds, I mean me. I was that person.
Yeah, okay, but you can geek out about it, but you're not like yelling it in the theater or like having everybody else. What, you don't know who that is? Yeah. You know, like holding it over their head. Like at least just like tell everybody and kind of, I don't know.
That's when you ask them, who won last year's Super Bowl? All right.
Yeah.
See, different taste. Shut up.
That's still pretty dang funny. I like how neither of us bring up that it was like Cinco de Mayo yesterday.
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
Which I did actually have some tacos and stuff for dinner. So it all worked out. But it's really kind of funny because we tell them when they can celebrate their independence. It's not even actually like Mexico's independence.
See, and it's not.
The one day a year that they're able to come across the border, you know, and like we all sit down on a big Thanksgiving type table.
The big Cinco de Mayo table. Pass around the Cinco de Mayo turkey and right.
You have to say the Cinco de Mayo like gravy, please. Yep. Please pass the Cinco de Mayo like mashed potatoes.
Sing the Cinco de Mayo carols.
Oh yeah,
that's how it goes, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Actually, again, a funny story about that is I remember I was in high school. I think it was like my freshman year. Do you remember the really old guy who ran the ROTC?
Oh.
Did you ever see him?
The black dude with the mustache?
No, it was a really old man. I'm like, old man.
Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about.
And we had a big Cinco de Mayo, like, assembly. And there's a bunch of little programs people put on. And I just happened to be in the back. And this really old white guy standing in the door. And he's grumbling to himself. And he's like, oh, why don't they have National White Day? I'm like,
oh, jeez.
I want to be like, dude, every day is National White Day, all right?
Like just about every other holiday, Yeah.
It's like, wow, really? Okay.
Like, let the break dancers have their moment.
And I was even less of a liberal than I am now. But even then, I was like, Serious? Are you serious?
Kind of cringeworthy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now it's Return of the Sith, right? The 6th.
Return of the 5th.
Or wait, what about the 6th though?
I don't think the 6th is anything.
Really?
Yeah. I know it's May the 4th, Return of the 5th. Yeah.
Revenge of the 6th?
I don't know.
Make it up as we go. We'll make up another holiday.
Somebody who's working on these Star Wars movies needs to do something where we can then appropriate like the May 7th in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Something that rhymes with 7.
Think on it. Well, there's still a 9th movie to come out.
Jedi Heaven, or I don't know.
Jedi Heaven. That'd be like
Star Wars Jedi Heaven.
Luke Skywalker's there, Obi-Wan, the whole crew.
Spoilers! Hey, come on now.
What?
Okay. So, I saw a movie, believe it or not.
Oh, wow, go figure. You work in a movie theater and you saw a movie.
I didn't see it at my movie theater, though, because we weren't playing it. Yep, I know. I cheated on the movie theater.
Oh, man.
I cheated on the movie theater that I used to work at, or I cheated on the movie theater currently with the movie theater I used to work at.
Your ex movie
So I went to my ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story just gets better and better.
But it's not even the same theater anymore. I mean, it's completely different now.
Right. It's changed.
I don't even know who that theater is anymore.
Right? It was like rediscovering that theater for the first time.
Yep. Went in there and everything's all nice and tight now.
They really cleaned up the place, got their act together.
So I saw Chappaquidick.
Bless you.
And if you don't know, okay. So this is a story, true story, of back in 1969.
How appropriate.
Ted Kennedy, while on a little family retreat, was in a car with a secretary or an intern of the Kennedys. And he ended up driving off a bridge, and the woman ended up dying because he left her there.
Before you get into your review on it, I'm just going to say a lot of these movies that are kind of controversial and have, you already know they're going to be that way, they have to be handled not necessarily delicately, but you do have to realize there's some bias.
Yeah.
They've all pushed in their own agenda or what they perceive as the...
Yeah, and I mean, this is the Hollywood version of this story. I'm sure there's a lot of different facts that,
right,
changed a lot of things. But, so, so then what happens, it's a week in this time where, you kind of see the fixers that come in, they try to spin this, wearing a fake neck brace, saying that she was the one driving, not him. There was no alcohol involved, there was, blah, blah, blah. Basically spinning the story to make him more sympathetic. And it was interesting to see how this all kind of shakes out, how everybody around the Kennedys were so willing and eager to make sure that any Kennedy comes out looking good no matter what happens.
Yeah, smelling like a bed of roses.
Yeah. And which was ridiculous. Because they didn't want this story to get out because he wanted to run for president in a few years and this would sink his campaign and...
Yeah. This was back when, scandals actually meant something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Where now it's like a dime a dozen and you expect them to have at least 3.
Yeah. Now it's every freaking day there's something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it stars Jason Clarke, who you'll know from, he was in Winchester. He was in one of the Planet of the Apes movies. He's guy that's kind of started to make a name for himself. And he plays Ted Kennedy. And there's also Ed Helms is in this. Jim Gaffigan is in this. Clancy Brown, voice actor extraordinaire. He's in this. Just Bruce Dern plays Father Kennedy. I forgot his
Father
name.
Time.
Anyway.
Senior.
And it's pretty good. It's one of those movies where, when I got my car, I kind of looked and kind of researched a few things and see how accurate it was. And it seemed fairly accurate from what I could see.
That they did try to cover it up quite a bit.
Yeah. But it's, if you can find it, I would suggest maybe Redbox,
Okay.
I don't think you need to rush out to theater to see it. But if you happen to come across it, it's worth a look.
It's not the Darkest Hour or
No, it's
not that caliber.
It's okay, So out of my poster's about to fall. Anyway, out of 5 Kennedys, I suppose. There's like hundreds of them. I'd give it. I don't know, probably like a 2.
Okay.
Well, maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's okay and it's worth a watch, but it's nothing special. It's pretty forgettable. So. Yeah.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Well, TV shows, the one that I did finish up and watched, the new Netflix original Lost in Space that just came out this year. This one overall, okay, so let me give kind of the synopsis.
I'm still on episode 6.
You'll make
of course
it.
I am.
Yeah. There's there's 10 episodes. You can make it. I believe in you. So basically, it was kind of interesting the way that they started off this whole series is because they picked up right in the middle of the action. I actually had to go back and look to see if I didn't miss anything beforehand.
Right.
Because they pick up. Everybody basically knows the story more or less, so they didn't have to waste too much time with that. This family, the Robinsons, they made it over to this other. They landed on this other planet. They had an immediate their ship broke down, and everybody had to kind of land abruptly on this planet that was actually kind of inhabitable, and what they originally thought was pretty similar to Earth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this planet is very unforgiving, and there's more to it than meets the eye. There's quite a few. It's pretty diverse landscape in a small amount of area. It's got frozen tundras, it's got vegetation, crazy forests, it's got desert, it's got pretty much everything else. But then, pretty soon, I don't want to give anything away, but the planet, for whatever reason, starts to become uninhabitable. So they're trying to get off this planet. And it seems like one bad thing happens after the next, and they're constantly trying to survive. That did a little bit get kind of redundant because you knew that they were going to survive. You just didn't know how. So that was kind of the more interesting part. Mm-hmm. But one of the characters that really stood out to me and did a fantastic job, but I hated her, is Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
She just bugged the heck out of me. She's constantly getting in people's ears and getting with people that are influential, that could influence the group and what they decide. And she's constantly stirring the pot and it didn't seem like she really had any type of agenda or what her end game was at first. But then she eventually kind of figures out what she wants to do and what direction she wants to take. And it's kind of a sinister plot that she has going on here, and you can kind of see it unfold. But she reminded me so much of that lady from that movie back in the day, The Mist. The holy roller woman that starts getting other people on her side.
Yeah.
And, starts... This woman is the devil on this planet. And they don't have... The problem that they have is they don't really have a government in place. So there's no way to... they think that everybody's just going to go along with this and be a good citizen. And they found the cream of the crop. Unfortunately, she's kind of this snake in the grass.
Right.
That's that's constantly stirring up stuff. I did like the direction that they went with the robot this time around. There's more depth to the robot.
Speaking of the robot,
Mhm.
there is a weird trend that's going on now on Twitter that there are people out there saying how hot that robot is.
Yeah.
Like there are like thirst tweets for the robot.
They want some of that robot goodness.
Like it's weird, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially when you can see like the universe or something in its eyes, and it's kind of
I can see the universe in your eyes.
That's like a pickup line, right?
Yeah.
There.
Might have to use that.
Right.
On my wife, of course.
On a robot. Troy's got a thing for robots. No, it was kind of interesting because the robot even had a backstory, which actually was pretty cool. Overall, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. There were some campy parts. I didn't much care for all the romance that they kind of force upon you. But you do have to realize they're slim pickings. You know, beggars can't be choosers when it comes to...
Slim Pickens is on this planet? Oh.
Yeah. No.
That's interesting.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, okay. You kind of, but it's also pretty nice because everybody's also like healthy and at the peak of their awesomeness.
Right.
You know, and they all have different attributes that they bring to the table and contributions. You know, they didn't pick people that were just one-sided. Plus, they also gave them a ton of training beforehand, so they were all experts in this field so that they could survive. So,
yeah, I like the way and the direction that they took the Robinson family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kids are geniuses. You know, it's a very matriarch family.
Oh, yeah.
The mom is definitely in charge. The dad is a soldier.
Who didn't necessarily need to be deployed for another, didn't need to go out, but kind of did, and so that there's some backlash from that.
Yeah.
They got a pretty decent cast as well. I thought they did a good job with it, and they definitely set it up for season 2.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I like what they did with the robot, his story that you kind of come to find out. I like what they did with Dr. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of turned that character on its head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So yeah.
Out
Out
of 5 robots, I'm probably sitting at about 2.5, maybe. Yeah, 2.5, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's worth a watch if you need something. It's binge worthy.
Mm-hmm. So here are some of the tweets from the Lost in Space robot, or for the Lost in Space robot.
Yeah.
This is from Ara Stars. She said, "There's literally no reason the Lost in Space robot should have a butt that nice. This was intentional." So there's that. This one's from Almond Robo Panda. Good morning to the Lost in Space robot's butt and no one else. Lost in Space robot is sexy, you guys are just cowards. Or Lost in Space robot is sexy, you guys are just cowards. I just called the Lost in Space robot sexy, and my poor dad gave me such a sad, disappointed look.
Rightfully so.
2015 Twitter. LOL, Joe Jonas is so hot. 2018 Twitter. I want to the robot from Lost in Space, and also Doctor Strange's cape.
I wanted to wrap me up.
This is from Netflix responding to all this.
Yeah.
All I said is, y'all need Jesus.
That's awesome.
Anyway. Yeah, you can go and find those. There's a ton out there. There's a lot of love for that robot.
Weird.
It is really
bizarre.
weird.
Yeah, bizarre.
Okay.
Well, on that note.
Yeah. Here's where you can find us. You can find us, all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on cosmicpotato.com. You can find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Just search World War G. On the social media, you can find us at facebook.com/World War G podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. But honestly, follow our Facebook pages. That's where we do the most.
For sure.
That's where we're posting the most. You can find all of our merchandise, all of our shirts and everything else with the logo designed by Colton at shop.spreadshirt.com/World War G. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. And always remember, don't forget, you can always call the show. Our cat phone is standing by at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 176. That's been AJ.
That's been Troy.
I kind of threw off my groove there for a second.
Y'all need Jesus.
Stay geeky, my friends.
That's all, folks.